Hi folks, how are you? Thanks for tuning into the channel. Today I'm finding myself down at Loch-Mullardoch and I'm heading for the Foreman Rose on the north side. It's a long day and I haven't got the boat. You can hire a boat from Angus if he's available, and he takes you up to the other end of the loch and you can do it clockwise. Saves you that 14-kilometre walk out at the end. I'm on Shanks's pony. We're just about to tackle the first Munro here, Carn-nan-gobhar, and we're starting from loch level, so may get a finger out. Well, thanks for joining us anyway, troops, and let's see what this adventure brings, eh? Cheers, let's go. From the little bridge you go to Sheelings, and the way I'm coming is up this slope, and then it's zigzag up to about 700 metres, then onward. There's a new path there that you can take right up into the glen and attack Carn-nan-gobhar from that side if you so wish, but I've been over this way twice and quite like it, so this will do for me. First one there is Carn-nan-gobhar, then across to Sgurr-na-Lapaich there, then out to, can't see it yet, but there's one at the back there, An-Riabhachan, and then right at the back for An-Socach. A lovely shot for a landscape, eh? Nearing the top now of Carn-nan-gobhar. Two big goats there. I think I woke them up. Never seen feral goats up here. Dirty great big horns on them. I've lost my goats. We go that way and then that way. Over to the other top on Carn-nan-gobhar. All the way around the back of the hills there over at Loch-Mullardoch, and then across here to Sgurr-na-Lapaich next, and then through to An-Riabhachan, which is a good bit away. It's a long day, so let's push on, get the miles in. she goes. And a wee steep pull up the final section here. Final wee rocky section up to the summit. On the summit ridge now, there's a trig point hiding behind the cairn. And row number 2 now, Sgurr-na-Lapaich. And that's An-Riabhachan over there. Back to Carn-nan-gobhar there. And you can just see Loch-Mullardoch there down in the gap. You could cut your walk short here and head back down to the loch side if you don't feel like carrying on. There's a wee look out there to Loch-Mullardoch there, and the Monroe's behind it, and down there to the Mullardoch Four, and round here to Carn-nan-gobhar, Loch-Mullardoch, over there to the ones in Glen-Cannich which are just not visible just now, and onwards to An-Riabhachan. A big drop here before the ascent. Pretty cloudy, eh? When you come down to this gully here, I'd suggest getting some water on board. Plenty of it around there, but it's kind of dry later on, so we're now on the flank up to An-Riabhachan there. Just getting eaten alive with wee kids. As you make your way up, you begin to see a top. Spoiler alert, that's not the real summit. The real summit is away over there. A cairn, but not the cairn. There's cairn is away up there a bit. That's our cairn up there. And looking down there you can see the edges of Loch-Mullardoch there. We'll be dropping down quite steeply to catch the Mullardoch that takes us over to An-Socach. You normally meet the people who managed to get the boat coming up this section here. It's usually about this time too. Not seen anybody today, so I don't know if the boat was on, but there's our route ahead. Way down there you can vaguely make our exit route across that peat hag to the left to catch the beginning of Loch-Mullardoch. Just see the final down section here, and then it'll be a straight up the nose of An-Socach. That's our ascent route up to An-Socach. The final ascent section, that wee bump, then another bump behind it. Summit of An-Socach. And she blows after some time. All done. So this path is well worn. It takes around a horseshoe and down to the peat hag. Then a track takes you down to the footbridge, and that's where the loch end or the loch walk begins for me. Walking along the rim here, looking down into the gully. It's quite steep, and it just dawned on me that there's not been any sources of water since we started the ascent up of An-Riabhachan. It's worth noting that, especially if you're carrying lightweight or camping and you're looking for sources of water. Just the final descent off this mound, and we have to cross that peat hag and follow that glen down, which is a wee track to the head of the loch. Looking across there towards the Loch-Cannich side and the hills we were at the other week there actually. Mullardoch-Dam, Sgurr-na-Lapaich and the other An-Socach. And this one here is Fionley's Hill, Finley's Hill, and behind that's Carn-nan-gobhar. Then the other ones there on the Glen-Cannich side, finishing away down at the end there at Glen-Cannich. That's where we have to go, right away down as far as the eye can see on the loch side, and a bit further to the dam. Let's go. Pretty pathless when you come off there, so try and head towards the river. And down at the bottom there's a path on the other side of the river. I just took the opportunity there to tend to my feet because they're beginning to burn up. Hopefully that will keep them cool and keep the blisters at bay for the trek out. And after a long walk, you end up at the boathouse in the end of the loch, where the slog out along Loch-Mullardoch start. There's no sign of any boats or taxis or cruise liners or anything like that, so it's Shanksy's pony. Head down and get on with it. No improvement from the last time. This is one of the better sections. Stones, boulders, cutting the bracken, no clear definition, and we've got to get to the 1, 2, 3, the third fall off, and that'll be where the dam is. But now we can see the dam at the head there. Beyond those trees is where we started, and that's our ascent route we took this morning. Well folks, if you've managed to hang on to this point, thank you very much. That's a long shift, that one. About 12 hours by the time I get back to the car. Hoping that some of the footage is quite good, but that cloud was pretty stubborn today and just didn't want to come off the summits and reveal them. But hopefully we'll get something to look at. Anyway, that'll do us for today. And like I say, I hope you enjoyed the video, enjoyed the footage. If you like the content, then and consider subscribing and help the channel to grow and stuff like that, and let me know about the people out there. Anyway, look out for yourself, keep fit, healthy, and look out for each other, eh? ATB, cheers. That's the boats there. Angus would take you up, and I don't know if he'd pick you up. Probably would if you gave him his number, and obviously you have to pay for it, but there you go. It's not moved all day today, unfortunately. Until the next time, ATB.